Hello everybody, this is Red Band Game and I am going to be building Thraxx, the boss you just saw earlier. So I am just on my Going Merry, my ship from One Piece, and this is my realm. And I invite you to join. If you want to join and you play on Java, please let me know your username and I can add you if you wish to be a member. And just be sure to read the rules first and obey them before you actually start doing anything. Okay, so let's go build ourselves a giant bug. So right now I'm just walking over to gather some materials. As you can see, my inventory is currently completely empty right now, and that's on purpose. So I'm just going over, and this is actually my concrete mixing station. So we're going to be needing our pickaxe, we're going to need some gravel, and we'll need a shovel, and we're also going to need some dye. So we're actually going to need, we're just going to grab some sand here, and oh right, yeah, I got to get some dye and I don't have enough sand. And for the dye, I'm actually just going to get it from the beetroots. So there you go, you can get some red dye from beet, and as you can see, oh yeah, right, so I don't have enough sand, so I just go grab some more sand here. Let's walk right out back there, and there we go. So we'll get 8 concrete powder, and we're going to need some of that. So we're going to be making some concrete for this structure. So I am just back at my base here, and obviously to make the concrete you need to mix gravel, sand, and I actually used red beet for the red dye, and then you will get concrete powder. So now that we have our concrete powder, we're going to stack them as high as we can underwater, and we just need to kind of create a bit of a drift barrier so that the concrete does not drift away. And once it's in water, it will turn into concrete. The powder becomes concrete. So we're just going to stack it up as high as we can. And now we are all the way up on the top of the world. Enjoy the view and get ready for the big adrenaline rush. I actually seriously do get a rush when I jump off of this. But yeah, we are up so high we can't hardly see the ground. Here we go, like skydiving or bungee jumping or base jumping. Anyway, so now we are in the water, and we are ready to start breaking up the concrete, which will be added to our inventory. Okay, and since Thraxx is actually found in the swampland, it's from a video game called Secret of Evermore and found in the Bugmuck Swamp. And so I went to the Mangrove Swamp, and first thing we are going to do before we build this thing is we need to make room for it. So I'm just going to actually create some open land by filling up some space with mud. And then we got to clear a lot of mangrove trees, and this can be very time consuming. Okay, so I have some adequate amount of space here, which we'll do temporarily. And right now I'm just going to gather up some mud, and I'm going to actually be mining some of the stone and the gravel and anything that isn't muddy or not swamp themed. I want to keep the consistency with the swamp, so all this rock is going to get mined out and replaced with mud. And in fact, I'm actually want to have it with Mangrove Roots, which is preference, because this is kind of, I feel that it gives it a little more character and makes it kind of more bug-like in my opinion. I guess you can say it's personal choice, but this will be decorated a little bit more once the swamp is complete. So right now I'm just gonna work on this. So I'm just gonna gather anything that isn't mud or anything that doesn't have mangrove roots in it, and I'm going to mine it out and replace it with mud and mangrove roots. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy with the ground so far. The next thing, this is the really time-consuming part, is to clear off all the trees so that we have room to build this humongous structure. Then I will be opening up a little more space, but the most important thing right now is I have a little air space. Lots of air space. Wow, this is rare. A skeleton riding a spider, definitely in the theme of a swamp. I just wanted to show this to you because I don't think I've ever seen that before, but it's kind of cool. I gotta take a few screenshots as well. But we can't be getting attacked while I'm working, so I gotta kill them both, unfortunately. Okay, back to work. Alright, so I'm ready to get started, so I'll be using bone blocks, Blackstone, and red concrete. So you can make bone blocks by using bone meal, which I was able to get a lot of by using the composter. And the frog on the left, you'll be seeing him a few times in this video. I call him Derek, and he's still in the swamp as we speak. So anyway, so we gotta make sure that we keep the frog safe. That's my supervisor. So this is me right here. I'm ready to start working. The red bandana Charmander. Hi everybody. I'm holding a diamond pickaxe. I'm building. Tom the Builder. I'm making a big puppet. Well, imagine if it could be a puppet. Alright, so we are ready to actually get started with this structure here. Look at Derek hopping. That frog is, yeah, I call him Derek. Alright, I'm getting a little sidetracked here, but right now I'm just kind of planning out the land a little bit. The reason why I didn't convert this area into mud is because we're going to be putting blocks over it, so it won't really matter. Right now I'm trying to determine where the middle is, and I'm marking the middle. And by the way, this is my very first Minecraft video, so please forgive me for having the screen cut off. It won't be like that for the whole video, but please bear with me here. So right now I am counting and trying to determine the middle here, and I'm going to mark the middle with a Blackstone. So that right there is the middle, because I want to have a nice even structure, and I will be starting off with bone blocks because Thraxx is rather bony, has bony claws, and it's kind of like it's rooted to the ground. Not really rooted, but it's like it's got lots of legs. It's a very creepy, terrifying creature, but a very iconic boss to the game, if for those who have heard of it, that is. Not a very popular game, but it was made by the makers of Final Fantasy, so I don't know why it's not. Anyway, but I am bringing this structure into this game, and I'm just want to show you this. So right now I'm getting my bone blocks down, and feel free to count the bone blocks out. We're gonna mark them diagonally. Hello, Derek. Thank you. Please hop out of the way. I don't want to squish you with the bone blocks. I love that frog. Okay. Now we gotta move that torch there. We're just gonna get all our bottom blocks down. And we'll be circling around it, but we just want to make sure that Blackstone is right in the middle there. And I'm going to be stacking them with red concrete. So I'm going to be going about 3 blocks high for every bone block. Okay, no, I'm going to go a little bit higher than that. Right, I'm not using any schematics. I'm just using a reference from the video game cover for this. There is no actual tutorial on how to make this, so I'm actually just kind of doing this by trial and error. So I wouldn't really call this a tutorial, but I will show you everything that I am doing to the best of my ability. And yes, we gotta put some light on it. We don't want any mobs spawning on there attacking us while we're trying to get some work done. And that has happened to me too many times. Alright, so now I'm ready to get started with the red concrete. So I'm just going to be using some Blackstone in order to step up onto these blocks. And I'm going to be stacking red concrete blocks onto the bone blocks. And I'm actually going to be going 3 blocks high for this structure here. And the reason why you don't see me doing anything right away is because I'm thinking. I do a lot of thinking and planning how I'm going to do this. Because Minecraft is art in a different way. It's like almost like real life building, trying to make things out with blocks. Which is why it's so popular. It's very diverse, and it attracts all sorts of gamers and definitely all kinds of artists, myself included. So right now I have the first block down, and I'm going to keep adding some bone blocks. I want to finish the actual, and yes, I am playing with someone else. So if she's watching, hello Snook, and I got another player as well watching, who will probably be joining. So a shout out to the Loud Penguin if he hops on. Alright. So we're just gonna grab some more materials. I have a lot of mud. And the glowstone is going to be used for the eyes. Technically it does not have glowing eyes, but I think glowstone is very bug-eyed, and I think it just looks really... If you know me, I like glowing eyes. I just love things that glow. Alright, so we're going to continue circling. Okay, so now that I have them all down, the actual circle built, I'm going to continue stacking them with red concrete. And like I said, I'm going 3 blocks high. So let's get our red blocks down. Okay, and now I will be starting to add the rib cage, which is actually quite bony as well. They have, well, it's very spiky. Okay, so now I'm just going to add a little detail to the outside, so it's going to go about one block just right in the middle of the red ones. I'm going to go all around just to give it a little more depth and it'll look more 3D like. here's Derek again, doing just swell. So okay, so now we have the outside done, and as you can see, I had to do a little more clearing because we didn't have enough space, because I want this structure to be really big. So we're just finishing it up, and we're gonna get started on the next layer. So we are gonna be climbing on top of the structure once again. Use a little Blackstone to get up on top. Any second, there we go. And we're going to be adding some Blackstone on top of it. On top of all the red blocks. And we will be closing in. And actually, I'm going to be using Mangrove Roots for that. And yes, this has happened too many times where trees and leaves got in the way, so I have to clear. I didn't clear enough space, so I had to do that kind of in between. Oh, hi Derek. Can you please move? You are kind of in the way. Derek, I love you and everything. You're adorable, but you're in the way. Then Derek is literally saying, nope, needs to be bigger. Nope, not big enough. Buddy, not big enough. Go bigger, buddy. Bigger, buddy. That's what he's saying right now. Okay, well, I'll make it bigger you get off the way. Thank you very much, there, Derek. He's cute. So I'm gonna continue stacking these things and clearing, apparently. It had, buddy, you didn't do enough clearing, buddy. Too much trees, buddy. That's Derek. I'm translating for you. So unfortunately, I did not manage to capture the audio for this game, but that's not really but that's not the point of this video. The point is to show you the structure here. So we're just about done with the Blackstone here, and we're going to start the next layer. So we're going to be grabbing the Mangrove Roots. Okay, so that should be good, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to be stacking the red blocks, another 3 high, on top of the Mangrove Roots. We're going to leave the Blackstone where it is. But yeah, it's really important that we put the blocks on the inside and not on top of the Blackstone, and this will kind of close, this will make a round shape instead of a square one. We want to make a round shape using, well, cubes, and that's the trick here in order to do that. And then we're going to be closing in on the rib cage. So the spikes are going to be a little bit bigger. They'll be getting bigger as we get closer to the middle, and going all the way up, it'll begin they should be pretty much touching each other. Okay, so I took a row of blocks away from the front just to open up the rib cage a little more, so we have more room to make the spikes. And I'm going to be using smooth quartz stairs to help make the bones or the spikes. But yeah, it is kind of a bony sort of character, and I will be using smooth quartz stairs for that, which does a really good job for this particular task. Now that's starting to look a little bit better now. See, the structure's already starting to attract some spiders. Too bad we can't tame these things. That would be really cool if we could. Sorry, spider. I'm gonna have to kill you because you won't let me work. Okay, so this is what we have so far. I'm still making some tweaks and adjustments, but I will be starting the next layer here very soon as I figure out what I'm doing here. Okay, and we're going to repeat the same process for the next layer. This is how we're going to be doing each layer. We're going to be closing it in one block after every 3 blocks high, if that makes any sense. And again, using the Blackstone and the Mangrove Roots for this particular task. So Blackstone, again, Mangrove, and then we stack the red blocks, another 3 high on the Mangrove Roots. And this will close it in, making a nice little circle, or a nice, more of a sphere shape is what we're going after. As you can see, the rib cage is starting to close now. So I'm just adding a little more detail to the to the spikes, and eventually I will actually be making them just a little bit larger. But yeah, I just want them to look a little more 3D, so I gotta add some more detail to the front. And I will be starting the next layer. So we're getting pretty close to finishing the rib cage here, and then we can actually start on the head. And that is looking pretty good to me, actually. I do want to actually just make those spikes just a little bit bigger, but I will get to that in a moment here. So right now I'm actually just going to make the spikes just a little bit bigger. I'm going to trim away some of that red concrete and just add a little more bone block to it. Now that is looking a lot better. I'm just going to add a little more detail to the outside, and I am going to get going on with the head. so I just added just another layer high just to make it a little bit bigger, but the spikes are pretty much touching each other now. Then we are going to be getting started with the head for real this time. So I just need to get up on top, and I'm just going to fill the center with mangrove roots entirely. And that will be the floor, the flooring of this. Well, up here, that's what the flooring is going to be. And then we're just gonna add all red concrete over on top. Starting on the head now, I'm just deciding where the teeth are going to be placed, and I will be using bone block and as well as the quartz stair steps in order to make the teeth. So I start with the teeth, and then we're gonna just completely add the head. Okay, now we have a set of teeth that no dentist wants to work on. But yeah, so now the lower teeth are in, and we're just working on the top of the head, and we will also be adding the upper teeth as well. Okay, I don't recommend this, but I will be sleeping inside this bug's mouth until it is finished. So, for those who are into vor, I guess. I'm not, but hey, if it whatever suits you, I guess, if you're into that sort of thing. But anyway, that's just for safety and just for the sake of not having to climb down there all the time. So, now I'm working on the upper teeth. You know, if there's one thing I'm really good at in this game is dying. And oh yeah, see that I'm just very careless when it comes to building. Yeah, I dropped all my stuff. But anyway, that is something that a lot of server players have noticed, is how frequently I die and how very careless and foolish I am. But hey, I am a builder, not a survivor. Okay, so we gotta climb all the way back up there. But yeah, let's take a look at what we have so far, and that's looking pretty good. So we're gonna get right back up, and we're gonna start building the rest of the head. Okay, now it's time for the bug eyes. So I'm just marking the middle here, and I will be using glowstone for two reasons. One, I love glowing eyes, and two, it looks a little more bug-like, more bug-eyed with the texture and how yeah, it looks more like compound eyes. Yeah, safety first, but okay, so I took my helmet off. That's not recommended. I should be wearing a hard hat. You know, if I was getting paid for this, I'd probably be getting in some serious trouble with the safety department. So anyway, that's our little secret, I guess. But yeah, we're gonna be filling this this area with glowstone, which can be mined in the nether. And now I'm just building the antennae, which is also known as the bug's feelers, kind of like how cats use their whiskers to feel around. That's what the antennae is for. And can serve other purposes too, depending on the insect. But yes, that is what I'm building right now. And I will be cutting these mangrove roots off. And I'll just kind of be stacking them diagonally just to make them look like antennae. So that's what I'm working on right now at this point, and we're just about done with this. That's looking really good. I'm gonna probably tweak the antennae a little bit, but I think we're ready to add the arms. And before we can add the arms, we actually need to clear some more trees. So I just made a slight modification to the lower teeth, and I think it looked a little better when it moved further a bit more. Oh, there's a slime just bouncing around in the swamp right to the very right. I don't know if you can see that, but there is a slime there. Right now I'm just clearing up the swamp and just replacing some of the flooring with mud to make it look more like a swamp area. But right now I'm actually want to add some more water. I want this to be kind of like a big like a swamp clearing, I guess, in a mangrove forest. So it's like a forest clearing is what I'm making. Okay, so now I'm about to start building the arms, or the spider claws, I guess you can, as it is called in the game. I'm gonna add some smooth quartz stairs just all around the bony structure on the bottom to make them look more like claws and kind of like feet. So this is a spider that has a lot of feet. So yeah, I think it looks a lot better this way. And now I'm ready to add the lower part of the arms, which is known as the spider claws. Not gonna lie, but I was really impressed when I finally saw it with at least one of the arms. And that's a bug. That's what it should look like. So this is pretty much done now. I'm just gonna do some finishing touches around the swamp and just the odd touch up here and there, but this is pretty much what it should look like. And I challenge you to make this or maybe make a better one. I would love to see it. Please share it with me in the comments below. If you made a better one, I would love to see it. And here it is up close. And at nighttime, look at those big glowing bug eyes. Ooh, spooky, I love it. Yeah, this is really good. I'm very satisfied with this work here. This turned out absolutely amazing.